Hola, hola. So figured I would give the pool airs a break and um, and get back to the Darjeelings. Still, still looking for my favorite. I only have about four more left, so I'm very close to picking one. The one that I have in my memory that I really, really liked. I don't remember the name of it, but I remember saying that it had like sugar sweetness, and so I think I'm gonna go with that one, whichever that one was. But I'm gonna go through the rest of these just to see because you never know. This one is WAFT TERAI. WAFT TERAI. Never heard of it. Don't know where it's from. But smells good. It's sweet. Has that Darjeeling spiciness. I guess it'd be nice if I did look up very quickly where it's from. That is one of the benefits of the Darjeeling teas is that you can very easily ascertain which estate it's from and what area of Darjeeling it's from and all that sort of thing. I mean, they even know like at what height the estate is. What's up, Mike? As far as the elevation on the tea and everything. So let's see. TERAI. So I was talking to a friend tonight, and I was talking about how, for me, being busy is really good for my mental health, but also too learning and understanding how to slow down and relax. And that's one of the things that really got me into tea because it really did give me a ritual, something that I could do that I really enjoyed. That traditionally, right, is done with reverence and with patience. And so I quickly got into the habit of saying, okay, this is my tea time. I'm not going to do any work. I'm not going to answer my phone. I'm just going to relax and I'm going to enjoy my tea. And and so I was thinking about it tonight. I was like, in true me fashion, I figured out a way to turn something that was supposed to be very meditative and relaxing and a way to get out of work into work. But that's just who I am. I'm very passionate about the things that I do, and I always see business opportunities in things. And so, for tea and for this channel, and just my big ideas is trying to figure out a way to get people that look like me into loose leaf tea because I think it really is good for health purposes, especially when you talk about like high cholesterol and the problems that we have with sugar and all these sorts of things. So I really think it's beneficial, and I do see a way that I can possibly make a little bit of money at it. If it happens, cool. If it doesn't, I'm fine with that because at the end of the day, it's something that I really love and enjoy doing. Right. All right, so this one is from the foothills of the Himalayas, of course. Um, but yeah, it doesn't say which estate it's from. It just says the foothills of the Himalayas, which I believe is Darjeeling. So anyway, the cold brew. Now this sample is only 10 grams, so I did a lot less water in this cold brew. As you can see, very pretty color. Um, Pretty green leaves. Again, something that is interesting, I think, about the Darjeelings, but is very true, which is there is a difference between the Darjeeling black teas and the Darjeeling white teas. And so this is a Darjeeling black tea. However, it's processed as a white tea, though I think it is rolled just a bit. As you can see from those leaves, it is really green. All right. So look at that color. It's really pretty. Very translucent, very pretty color. Definitely like a champagne, and I think that's very um, apt to the nickname, the champagne of teas, Darjeelings. Yeah, typical Darjeeling. Honestly, there is a little something extra there. Like I said, this one it does have a little bit of spiciness, um, but there is something going on. Can't quite pick it out right now. But yeah, I mean, sweet. Not as sweet as some. You know, a lot of Darjeelings have that muscat, grape flavor thing going on. This one has a little bit of that, but not a lot. So, like I said, it is sweet, sort of spicy, but there is something else in there that I'm hoping to get out of the hot brew. And I'm trying to get all this tea out of here. It's like little crumbs. Now this tea has been rattling around in my backpack for a better part of a year. So you can see all the tiny little crumbs and pieces in there. But the cold brew is really good. The other thing is Darjeelings typically don't do well with really, really hot water. Um, but just to give this thing a fair comparison to all the others, I'm going to hit it with really hot water at first and then step it down. And yeah, this thing is it's really small leaves. They're like sticking to the side of the. Mm. So a little bit of a spinach thing going on, just a little bit. Not very strong. All right. Gonna just cover this. And I'm not gonna steep it too long. I think that's good. So the green on the leaves is really starting to come out. It's really vibrant. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but really starting to get to that emerald green color. It's really pretty. Some of the leaves are still quite dark. Um, Almost as if they oxidized them, but I don't think they're oxidized at all. I really think it's just from the rolling um, that happens. Like I said, it's very close to a white tea. Um, Definitely not a green tea because these are not fried or cooked. So it's the liquor, fairly dark, much darker than the cold brew. Not quite translucent. Lots of activity in there. No, no, I can't say that there's anything here. So there is some bitterness. This thing can definitely be overbrewed. Definitely, definitely a spinach umami type flavor, which is again typical of a Darjeeling black tea. Um, but yeah, I am getting something. I don't know what to call it. The website says slightly floral and mildly vegetal. Um, and yeah, so the vegetal is the spinach type flavor. The slightly floral is the typical Darjeeling sweetness, which is similar to like grapes. This one, like I said, uh, does not have a lot of grape in it. So far, the hot brew is very vegetal. I'm sure that as we step the temperature down, that's going to change quite a bit. At least I hope so. The cold brew itself, like I said before, is definitely that Darjeeling sweetness. Again, not heavy on the grape. Definitely more of a spicy Darjeeling. And it's been a while since I've tasted, or at least sampled, rather. It's funny how, in my memory, my favorite Darjeeling black tea is the Spring Royale that I've been drinking for some years now. And that one, I have a very vivid memory in my mind of what the flavor is and everything. But the Darjeelings that I've been sampling through over the past, 6 months or so, like I said, in my memory, there is one that I remember saying was like very like sugar sweet. I remember that one. The others, the only thing I can remember is talking about the spinach flavor. Some were more, some were sweeter than others, but that's really it. Even though I know for sure there were lots of details in those tastings, I just don't recall them. Yeah, so vegetal. I don't know how long I'm steeping this thing. I think the color has already changed. It's really hard to tell. Not using a lot of water. Uh, yeah, that's good enough. If it's not, we have more infusions to work with. The other thing is, I never count infusions. I never count infusions. I drink through it, and to my mind, if I'm ever disappointed in a tea not going further, then that tells me I really like that tea because that means I ran through the infusions really fast. Um, so you can really see the green now. It's a really pretty color. Like I said, there's some darkies in there, but it's mostly really bright green. Very typical. All right, see what we get here. Nope, nothing else. Just straight up spinach. Um, this makes me want to step the temperature down even more. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Right now, it's still at 130. Let's see if I can cool it even more. So yeah, I got what, 4 more Darjeelings to go through. I think 3 or 4 more Puers, and I think 4 more Oriental Beauties. Um, Definitely looking forward to trying an Oriental Beauty next, um, because I'm just missing that sweet flavor that tea can bring. Um, Seems like I've drank nothing but Puer for the past month, but I'm really happy with my tea habit. I really feel like if I'm not eating leafy greens, that I'm getting at least some sort of green leaf in my diet on a daily basis, which can't be bad for me. The caffeine is something that I don't typically think about too much. I do purposely go without tea um, for a while sometimes. Like I just won't drink any tea for like, a couple weeks or a month just to give my body a rest. But I don't think I don't think the caffeine has any horrible effects on me. At least I don't notice it. All right, so we're at 118 now. I would like it a bit cooler, but I kind of want to do this. And there we go. I'm getting tea caught in the filter. So I'm not going to steep this one as long, just to see if maybe with the shorter steep time we can pull something out of this other than what I've tasted thus far. And so this infusion is much different. Yeah, I'm getting whatever that. What is that? It's some sort of vegetable. Um, it's some kind of savory something, but It's different. It's different than what I've smelled and what I've tasted before out of a Darjeeling. So now that the leaves have opened up quite a bit, I'm starting to see a bit more material in the brew. And again, these leaves have been rattling around in my backpack for a while. But nice color. Um, Still somewhat transparent. Definitely lighter than the other infusions. Yeah, some of that. Maybe it'll come to me as I drink through this. But there's a little bit of sweetness that's trying to come through. I get it in the cold brew, and I have a feeling that's because, of course, the cold brew takes a lot longer to extract the material from the leaf. And what happens is when you put hot water on this leaf, it immediately pulls out those spinach notes, and any sort of sugar or anything that's left in there is very much underlying, in the brew. And even at 115 Fahrenheit, like the only way to get that sweetness out is gonna be the cold brew. But that's how I prefer to drink my Darjeeling black teas. Is cold brew. The Spring Royale. I can't talk about it enough, man. Like I cold brew that thing, and it's so good and so sweet. I mean, it's not like drinking a green tea at all. Even though, as you can see, these Darjeelings are definitely like, green teas as far as like it's green leaf that you're drinking. There's no mistake about that. But the Spring Royale is just so sweet that it's not like drinking a green tea at all. This one particular, you're drinking a green leaf. No question about it. It's very vegetal, very much of a spinach note. And like I said, in order to get any sort of sweetness out of this, you definitely have to cold brew it. But again, just a typical run of the mill, um, Darjeeling black tea. Again, not even a lot of information on this one compared to a lot of the other Darjeelings um, on Golden Tips. I guess you know what? Okay, now that I see it. So this one is from Terai. Yeah. So the name of the tea is Spring Waft, I guess. And then Terai is the name of the town. Um, and so I'm assuming there's some sort of tea estate in Terai. Um, maybe Terai is not Darjeeling. Let me see. I'm curious now. Terai, India. Let's see. Oh, okay. So that's what's going on. So this is not a Darjeeling. This is on the border of Nepal, which I still think is close to Darjeeling, but I guess not in Darjeeling. Clay-rich swamps. Okay, so this is not a Darjeeling. But definitely, it's probably why I'm tasting something different than what I taste in most Darjeelings. Um, but it is, like I said, typical vegetal green tea. All right, from me to you.